And in addition to the Oracle card deck, I've also got my crystals, which I do sometimes use in the readings as well. But I'm still finding my way with it. I've done 3 practice readings now, which I'm really, really happy with. But, you know, it's all been a journey. I do sometimes do my readings over a few weeks, but what I'm finding is the messages are quite repetitive, and actually that's probably not good for my energy and maintenance of energy. It's quite hard to hold on to it. So I'm thinking like I should definitely try and get the messages over a week. This one I've cut a little bit short just because I actually started getting messages for this individual back in March, and then I had to swap some things around, and now actually her cards have changed, so that's been great. So I've started and just doing it over a few days, I think, which would be brilliant. But you know, I'm still a novice. I still very much consider myself a novice. But if you have any tips and tricks for me, I would love to know. You know, sometimes, I don't know, I suppose maybe you guys are probably experienced readers. It would just take you that time that you're in front of the individual to do it. But the way I do mine is I normally have a picture of said individual. I also have this thing about eyes, but they do say the eyes, the gateway to the soul. So actually, I do like to look into their eyes, and then I can see more, even if it is a picture. But I was helping out on my friend's stand at the Mind, Body and Spirit show, which was Reiki Chia's stand. Shout out Reiki Chia, by the way. And this guy, this lovely guy, we just got talking about gifts and abilities and things like that, and Reiki, of course. And he was like, "Oh, why don't you do me? Like, as in read for me?" And I was like, "Oh man, I really want to protect my energy, especially, you know, at the Mind, Body and Spirit show where there are a lot of crystals and people and energies flying around everywhere. And protection is so important. And I've really learnt that, by the way, going into this psychic work. But anyway, long story short, I looked him in the eyes, in the eyes, and I didn't do like a proper reading or anything like that, but it's like a 5-minute thing where I was able to read his energy, and I got it completely right. So in terms of trusting your gut and intuition, I was really, really happy and proud of myself. Like I said, like it wasn't a total reading, because I do feel like mine are quite long, especially as I'm practicing. I need to kind of get it down a bit, but I was dead accurate, and I was so spot on. I was like, yes! It's like a little pat on the back. It's like, yes! You know. And then, you know, a healer friend, Chet, shout out Chet, by the way, you're amazing. He was like, try and read my energy. I was like, oh man, like you're really doing this to me. But I did, and you know, I was right, and I actually got the guidance. And I don't know why I sound so surprised. I feel like maybe I should give myself more credit. But you know, when things actually do manifest and happen like you said it would, it then feels pretty good, because it's like, yeah, I knew that. So it feels good. But you know, it's all a bit of an experience, and I'm just finding my way with it, and it's pretty incredible. I can't believe I've done 3 practice readings now. And my coach does say, you know, you won't have the time to do it over weeks on end, so I do need to try and narrow it down now, which I will do. But I feel like if you do it over a few days, then the messages become more clear. But when they're live and they're in person, it's so much easier to do, because I can just look into their eyes, and then I can look into their soul. No, joke, that's a joke. I know I said I was joking, but it's kind of sort of true. But yeah, and as it turns out, whilst I was at MBS, I got a few of my questions answered, which was super cool. So I found that this gift has actually come from my grandma on my dad's side. So I actually thought it was her. But it was really nice to get it confirmed. And actually, even today, I'm exploring the medium part of me. So thanks, Grandma, because it comes from her side. Didn't know that was a medium because I don't know. I know this sounds kind of silly, but maybe not for my spiritual peeps. That I'd have really vivid dreams of me and her, and it's like, I think it's called astral projection, but we'd go somewhere, a different place, a different, town, city, period, if you like, time period. And we'd meet up and we have the best of adventures, and it's just such a nice, warm, loving feeling. And I love her, and she still very much feels like she's part of me now, and like, I'm able to get the messages, and then when you kind of have a bit of an understanding of how the past is, it makes things a bit easier to comprehend and put together in this lifetime. But yeah, it turns out I'm a medium and I can get messages. So I do get them in my dreams, but actually now they're even coming through, like, not my dreams, like in the channeling of my spirit guides, and they can come directly from different spirits, from different people. And I've had a few people give me messages, those loved ones that have passed on. And so I had to give a message to a person I was kind of seeing for a little bit, and I thought, oh goodness, wow, okay, how am I going to do this? I mean, it was all good, all amicable and stuff, but you're kind of like, oh, it's a bit awkward. How do I give this message, especially after all this time? But it was fine. It was received in a really good way. And you're asking your spirit team, do they really need to know this message? You're going, yes, Crystal, yes, you need to give the message. So give the message, stop procrastinating. I was like, oh, okay. And then when the ancestors come in and the messages for loved ones here, it's not always so easy to pass on the message, but there you go. But it's about following the path and finding my purpose and being in alignment. So I do these things when they're needed, but it's quite fantastic, really. It did kind of shock me, I'll be honest. It did kind of shock me a little bit every time I develop my